Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Conversations with Daron Jenkins. I'm Daron Jenkins. Today's episode is brought to you by Planet X Studios, Brooklyn's creative playground for filmmakers, podcasters, and dreamers who like their ideas loud. Whether you're shooting, recording, or vibing with your crew, Planet X has everything you need to make it happen. So be sure to go up to planetxstudios.life and book yourself a tour. I am with someone who I think is hilarious, actress Veronica Long, who can currently be seen starring as Heather in Netflix's hit romantic comedy, The Wrong Paris. Thank you for being on the show today, Veronica. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Terry. Oh my God, what a beautiful intro. Thank you. I'm honored.
Yeah. So before we get started, for transparency, anybody listening to this podcast, I had a question before we get going. Why is there a picture of is that a Bee Gees album?
Yes, it's a Bee Gees album. Yes, and I've desecrated it by.
What do you mean?
Well, I just put sticky tack on the back, and so if you look at the back, it's my apologies.
That's okay. It's okay. You're at least giving homage to I forget what the name of the song is, but there's one song that they do. I think I must listen to it at least once a day.
Staying Alive?
No, it's like this really obscure song. If I can remember it, I will let you know. But I play it literally every day.
Let me know, please. Yeah, let me know. I mean, yeah, their stuff is so good. But also, I'm a total hack, and I just like the cover of it too. I know some of their songs. I'm not like a total fanatic. You're like, oh, I don't know if we can talk anymore.
This podcast is over, everyone. Go back to what you're doing.
Yeah, I just I put things up just like because the art is so beautiful.
It is nice art. So yeah. Wait, who is the person to the left there? Is that a man or a woman? Who's
wait, to the right with the checker?
No, the other side, the other way. Yeah.
Side. And that is a great question. That is a phenomenal question that
I gotta go, everyone.
Okay. Here's the deal. I knew that I was going to get these questions, but I was like, whatever. I'm not going to take off the sticky tack and like look at it.
This was not how I pictured this starting.
It's a great start.
Oh man.
This not knowing any of the answers.
This vibes with the energy I got from watching the movie. And we'll get into it, but there's one scene where I literally verbally said, "Oh," and I was like, "Man, okay, I see where we're going here."
You know what scene that is?
I'm sure you know which one it is, and when I tell you, we're gonna get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay, I think I know which one it is, but yeah, we'll get to it.
So are you originally? I saw somewhere you're originally from Houston. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm originally from Houston, Texas. Yeah. I was born in LA, but then my parents moved to Houston, and I grew up there, and yeah, I spent from 0 to 18 there.
With this movie being based in Texas, was there any kind of like I gotta come with it?
That's right. Yeah. Totally. It totally made me feel like I'm kind of coming back to my roots in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, the weird thing is that none of it was shot in Texas.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe the shot of Paris, Texas, maybe that like one shot. But other than that, it was all shot in Vancouver and Paris, France.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. That happened. I mean, that, if you know the industry, it's not always what it seems, and that's fine.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm like revealing all the secrets, but I guess that's what this podcast is about too.
If they reach out to me to black out this podcast, you'll know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Just redact all of like the last 30 seconds of what I said.
You heard nothing.
That's right. Yeah, no, but I did it. Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of did feel like, oh yeah, I get to do this show about Texas, and I'm actually from Texas, so this is
Mm.
it's kind of cool. Yeah.
I um I also saw that you are a person who has gone to performing arts school, like
Yes.
that to me, like I can not sympathize, but empathize or identify with that as well, because I also did the same thing in my hometown, at a performing
Oh,
arts school. Yeah.
wait, really quickly, what's your hometown?
My hometown is Newark, New Jersey. So I went to a school for the gifted and talented called University High.
Okay, cool. But that's not LaGuardia, is it? Or
No, oh, don't get me started on that, man. I so wanted to go. Like, fame just ruined it for everybody
in what way? Sorry,
because,
now I'm asking the questions.
well, because it made it harder to get into that school because
Got
so many people wanted to go there after, like, once fame came on the you know
on the scene.
screen, and
Yeah.
then they just made it harder. So it was just a lot more people starting to more
Super
competitive. Yeah,
competitive. Yeah.
yeah,
I could definitely see that. I wonder if the same was for, I mean, I think it was for, so I went to a school that was kind of like the LaGuardia of,
yeah.
um, yeah, of Houston. So you had to audition to get in, and yeah, and I did the acting program there, but it
Right.
was really cool. So do you have a similar experience in that, like, half of your high school day was academics and then the other half was your art
Yep.
area?
Yep.
So good, right?
Yeah. It it was great because, I mean, looking back on it, it just gave me a lot more tools to kind of work with.
Totally. I actually feel like all high school should be that way.
I agree.
Yeah. And our academics did not suffer. In fact, I feel like we were all better for it academically because your brain is more turned on, and you're making associations between your history class and the Shakespeare that you're studying in your history class or your English class, and studying plays in English class, or and learning about, world history through your history class and everything. And then it combines with what you're learning in your theater classes, and you're like, oh great, I've actually already read this play in my English class freshman year, and you're doing, Taming of the Shrew in, you're performing it in your senior year. So it's, yeah,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so I have like this odd. So I was actually, the year I went to University High. The year before, I was living in D.C., Washington D.C. with my mom, and she really wanted me to go to Duke Ellington School for the Arts, which, for a lot of people, if you don't know, is high school that Dave Chappelle went to, like a whole bunch of people. Like it was like superstar high school.
Go here and you have a fast track to fame.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Or success.
it was just, I don't know like how that happened. Like all these people I would have been in the same class as Dave at that time because we were around the same age. And so then my high school, the University High School, ended up closing, and I ended up going to a private school, which was funny because they kind of had a similar program, even though it wasn't an arts high school type. Like we were literally next to the other big arts high school, which was Arts High School, and our, our I think I thank my father, even though he's pain. I thank him for putting me in this private school because what
Mm,
what they did different than my other school was, like in spring you could choose one class, whatever you wanted to do, you could do it. Just one class for
nice.
the for all the spring, and it was, it was cool because I picked TV production. I actually picked working at a hospital at one point too.
So cool.
Yeah, that was actually really fun. Not, I shouldn't say fun, but it was educational.
It, definitely, definitely. Yeah, it was informative, and yeah, open your eyes to what that world is like. Uh, this is a weird. This is nothing to do with what we're talking about, but
Hey,
we were just filming a scene. I'm on a show currently, and we were filming a scene in a hospital. And I don't know why, but I just had this thought of, I would be so interested to know what goes on in a hospital. And I guess that's the reason why
Uh,
there's so many hospital shows, because we're all so interested about there's got to be so much drama that happens day to day with
yeah.
how high stakes it is there.
I remember it being very, yeah, like there's very, it's odd. Like you would think a hospital would be very tense because there's a lot of high stakes to, a lot of, but it really was, it was very, very calm and relaxing. And it was,
Really?
yeah, it was like one of the, to be honest, it was probably one of the best jobs I've ever had.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
What does that say? I feel like that's like either it's calm because people are like, oh, whatever, people die every day. But
Yeah.
or
Yeah. That's weird. Right? You don't want to be the, I guess you don't want to be the patient who thinks that's the way you want everybody treating what you have as an emergency.
that's right. Yeah. But if you're seeing it every day as a nurse or a doctor, then yeah, I would assume that you have to gain this sense of
Yeah.
um, calm so that you can do your job well.
Yeah. 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 So when you were, so did you go there with the mindset like of being an actor, or was it just that you just had this creativity that you kind of wanted to explore different things?
Yeah, no, I definitely went with I want to be an actor.
Mm,
I had so when I was 10, I got involved in a community theater called Hits in Houston. Great theater. I don't know, I think it's still there. And it was just such a great place for kids to be in musicals. And I did musicals all through middle school, um, during the school year, and then in summer as well. And then when it came around time to apply for high schools, I knew that I wanted specifically to go. I mean, it was my dream school. It was my dream high school.
oh, okay.
Yeah, to get in, and specifically for acting. So I was so lucky to get into that program because it changed my life. I mean, I I think I would still act if I hadn't gotten into that high school. Found a way, and just continued to do community theater. Going to that high school gave me such an incredible education. The teachers there were fantastic, and I'm just really happy that that school was so supported arts wise. They
Right.
were given a lot of great resources. Yeah, yeah.
Huh. Obviously your parents were like supportive of your early interest of being an actor.
I am so lucky they were. They were always. I mean, yeah, I remember my dad in college, because I went to USC and got a
So
BFA in acting.
so jealous.
Like, oh, I feel so lucky to have gone to these schools. Yeah, USC was so cool. It was so good. And you also got the the football. So uh, okay, so I was gonna say something, but it sounds braggy, but
Hey, we're all friends here.
well, I was deciding between going to NYU and USC. Man, that
Oh,
sounded way too freaking braggy. I want to take that back because that sounded way too. But it's true. But the reason why I decided with USC was because they have it had like the classic, movie like college experience with the football, and then football on the weekends, and um, uh, this huge campus that had crazy school spirit,
right.
and had the rivalry with UCLA. And I don't know, it just felt like I wanted to be in a movie, and it really felt that way every
No,
day.
that makes sense. To be honest, I'll tell you straight up, my two dream schools, NYU and USC. I always wanted to play football for USC.
Did you? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's so cool. Now, okay, now I have all these questions for you. What? Go ahead.
Go for it. Hey, yeah, it's a conversation, so there you go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, football. Okay, so but you also had interest in film, and so were you kind of juggling the two?
No, because I didn't. I don't think I don't think at the time I understood what I was attempting to do, and from the scope of how busy can I be? Because I've always been I'm always busy. Even as a kid, I was busy doing multiple things. So I never really thought about that's crazy. It's too much stuff for you to do. I just figure out. I'll figure it out. Whatever. But I just, yeah, and I mean, this is by far no indictment on anybody except for the person I'm about to say this word about. Um, I had this. I grew up idolizing O.J. Simpson. Oh,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Say it, say
I
it.
know. I got to own it. I get it. But so I was like, I want to play football. I want to have that thing that he did at USC. And I just want to be that dude.
Yeah.
And my
It is.
father was like, nah.
He said no. Why did
Yeah,
he say no?
he absolutely said, I was on the fast track to being there. And then I think it was my ninth or 10th year in high school. Um, my father was like, if I'm paying for school, you're going to go where I want you to go and you're going to do what I want you to do.
Gotcha.
And
Very nice.
therein lies, which, I look back and to be honest, I don't regret it because
Hmm.
football, I love football. It's my favorite thing to watch, but it is a violent sport and who knows what have happened. So I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Well, totally. Man, that's hard because also parents want, they want the best for their kids, and they can't help but say, "Hey, I think you should do this because I've seen the world. I know the concussions that you could get from
Yeah.
football
Yeah.
and how that could mess you up, and I would just prefer if you did this." And then they're going to push you towards that.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately you feel like it was a good decision.
Yeah. And there's always, when your parents are separated or divorced, you have two different voices in your head and two different types of parenting styles. My father was kind of like, it's if I'm paying, it's my way. My mother was a lot more. She encouraged me to be the creative artist. She encouraged me to explore things and stuff. So that's
Mhm.
why I think I kind of like have this two personalities to my like I'm a very creative person, but I'm also very practical.
That's a really good combination, honestly. That's a
Yeah,
great combination to have
yeah,
that practicality, but also the creativity. Yeah, I had such good parents growing up. I mean, still to this day, they're so supportive. They've always just been the most supportive. And I remember when I was in college, my senior, well, I don't know what it was. I think it was my senior year. I don't know why my dad was giving me this advice in senior year, but he was like, um, it's always so important for people to pick their major as if um, money was not a factor, as if
ooh,
in terms of the money that you're going to make after college, just do major in what your heart desires and the money will follow. Well, rather not even the money, like just the life that you want will follow.
right,
And that's been interesting too, because I feel like because I had parents that um, always encouraged me to do what I wanted to do. That was always at the forefront of my mind. I was really lucky that I never had parents that were like um, protecting the financial side. They were
right,
always protecting, you know, the what's going to make me happy,
right,
and I think it's actually really good for actors to go into acting with that mindset of you're just doing it for the love of it and the art of it because it's a brutal industry and
yeah,
it's so competitive and it's hard to I mean the mental game of it of constantly auditioning and constantly getting rejected and getting little wins here and there that's brutal on your
yeah,
mind
yeah,
and your mind has to be so strong and I think like growing up with this idea of I'm gonna um even if I always thought I'm probably going to have a tiny apartment in New York where the bathroom is in the kitchen and I'm going to have just this group of Broadway friends and we're just going to we're just going to act on off Broadway and whatever, and plays here and there and musicals, and we're just going to do that for the rest of our lives, and we're just going to have these tiny apartments where we just come over and celebrate life, but it's going to be a really humble life in that way. And that was my expectation. So to get anything out, beyond that, financially, is a win. And it doesn't feel um like a constant slog to get there. It feels like, oh, that's
Right.
just extra on top of, because I already feel like I have what I want, which is, just to do the work, even if it is just auditioning. But I've been lucky enough to work consistently. But just being able to even audition too is like, oh, I have what I need right here. I'm doing the work.
Yeah.
I'm getting to get up, and audition and work and blah, blah.
I cannot agree with that, what you just said anymore, because I think being being a music artist, being an actress or actor, being in the creative arts, or even if as an artist in a lot of ways, I think there's a certain amount of residue energy that you have to kind of like. It's almost like rubbing your feet on the carpet and getting that static charge. And I
Yeah.
think that rubbing is kind of doing things for the love of what you're doing versus trying to fulfill a specific plan of sorts. You know what I mean? Like,
A
and I think
hundred.
that charge you build up is what propels you through your career, and it keeps pushing you forward, pushing you forward. Like, I don't know if you do without it.
Definitely, 100%. It's all about, I love that metaphor, and that creates such a beautiful picture of just that electric static energy of rubbing your socks on the carpet. Um, yeah, but yeah, you can't go into it with expectations, or rather, I mean, that's just in all of life. You kind of have to.
Right.
That's a good way to get through all of life, is lower your expectations. It sounds that sounds bad, but it's actually a
Lowered
healthy.
expectations.
I don't know that song. Yeah.
Oh, come on. This old SNL. That's an old SNL skit.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I need to watch more SNL, man. I mean to, and then I don't know. I feel like I run out of time, but
I feel
it's just.
like you know I watched this movie. We can dive into this now, I guess.
Oh, sure. Oh, this movie. Yes, The Wrong Parents. Yes, yes, yes.
I watched this movie not knowing what to expect. I took some notes because I have another podcast called The Track List, and we kind of break down films and their soundtracks. So I'm used to kind of like sitting and analyzing a film, and just and
Yeah.
if I want I was not expecting how funny it would be, first of all,
That means
and
so much to me. I love that.
I wasn't expecting how likable and how even the villain in this show, how likable everybody is in this movie.
Totally.
Um, just whoever cast the whoever did the casting,
Hats
bravo,
off. Or
hats
hats off.
off,
Yeah.
literally. Um, it was just how like how much fun was it to work with this ensemble?
Man. Yeah, that's John Clay Harris. He did the casting for it, and it was so fun. I mean, we've got Yvonne. We've got, like, so funny. I remember walking in the first day, we were doing a rehearsal for that bull scene,
Mm.
the mechanical bull riding scene, and I met her at lunch. Darren, I could not stop laughing. I was like, how are you real? I want to be around you all the time. This is hysterical. She's so funny. Yeah, she's a stand-up comedian, so she's really, oh God, I just
Yeah,
wanted to.
that's right. She's a stand-up comedian. And I was like, why is she I was like, how is it that I know this person? Because I've seen her perform several times.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, she's so freaking good. And then Hannah Stocking. who's who is a comedy influencer.
Mm.
She's so freaking funny and also so nice to work with. Um, like the way she would greet me every day in the trailers was, "Hey, how you doing, champ?" She just had this energy about her that when she wasn't on set, like scenes that she wasn't in, I missed her, and I texted her
Oh,
to be like, "I miss you. You're not on set today." Yeah, she was so great. Everyone, Pearson, who plays Trey, is he's rocketing to stardom, and
yeah,
rightfully so because dude, I mean, not only
yeah,
his abs, but like, but
yeah. Even I
he.
was like, oh no, this guy's kind of good looking.
That's right. Yeah, I'm starting to question things.
Yeah,
No, that day we shot that scene. I've never the scene where he's
yeah, yeah.
shirtless. And getting hosed down, hosing himself down, so good. I've never seen the crew more focused.
Sure.
They were like, yeah, so yes, I need to make sure that he looks okay. Yeah, his props look good. Okay, I gotta save.
Oh man.
But his personality too. He's such a pro, such a professional, kind. Everybody on that set, Miranda's so kind. Madison, who plays our villain, is so kind. Um, all the other girls, Nika, Madeline, everybody just was so kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that ensemble was great, and it was so big too, right? So it kind of
Yeah,
felt
yeah. It was big and it was just funny. And you like I was like, what is going on here? You
yeah,
were hilarious. I mean, between the script writing and your execution of some of these lines and some of these things, I was like, um this I you look, like I said, this cast is really good, and there are a handful. I won't say who for me, but a handful of you that I'm like, and you're one of them. The sky's the limit. That's simple.
Aaron, don't make me cry right now.
I so want to see you in more comedy. I really do. I think you have a nice blend of the physical and like the aesthetic comedy. And your delivery is so just like where's the note that I wrote? Um,
See how I'm just like letting you go. I'm like, oh yeah,
she's like,
I'm
yes.
like yes.
You said so. It's the one scene that I'm talking about is the axe throwing,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I knew it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
totally.
it caught me off guard because of how they edited it too. Because they went right to you, and you're like, "Hey, watch this, baby!" And I'm like, I literally went, "Oh!"
Yeah,
But it was
yeah,
just the execution. It was just the execution because it wouldn't have been as funny as if you didn't treat it as it was unexpected. Like you were
totally.
like, I got this, and I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. She's completely got it until she's doink it hits her and
just is comedy. So I think I mean I've seen some of your other stuff as well, and I'm like, you're very versatile.
thank
Um,
you.
do you have like is was comedy something you studied or is this just you? Because I feel like it's just you.
Yeah, it is. So I have studied comedy all my life, I feel like. And I mean, especially I was in an improv group in Los Angeles after I graduated college, and we performed at Second City, we performed at UCB, in the Inner
Ooh,
Sanctum. Yeah, we were a group of all Latinos, called and we called ourselves Gringos. So we had a lot of fun. Yeah.
feel like might have seen you guys.
It's still a group. I'm obviously not in it anymore because I live in Vancouver, but
Mm,
they're still great and they still perform and
awesome.
yeah. it's so cool that that team lives on. Yeah. And has the person. Yeah. Yeah, but no, I've really it's just kind of been a studier of comedy. Is not even a word. That's not a word, but
It is now. It is now.
it is now. It
Yeah.
is now, baby. I yeah, I've loved it all my life, and uh, like just doing musicals and plays, growing up and through high school and through college. Um, it's always just been kind of like a something I've gravitated towards is the comedy, and for sure. And I've loved comedy all my life, and yeah, and I've always just gravitated towards shows like The Office and Parks and Recreation and Curb Your Enthusiasm and many other shows, Arrested Development, and yeah, I mean, I would love to do more comedy. So I was so happy when this came through my inbox, and actually the craziest thing, I told the story a lot, but the craziest thing is I almost didn't audition for this particular role because yeah, because it came through my inbox and I looked at it and I knew, and in the character description it says that she's supposed to be buff and like a female wrestler type, and I'm not that. I'm like showing you how like not
Well,
buff.
I saw you in the background in one of the scenes where you're like got the dumbbell and you're like doing this number. I'm like, even that was funny.
I wanted like every single time that you see her in the background of anything for her to be like doing something strange, being herself, and for like I wanted the audience to like be like anytime you're catching a glimpse of me in the background, she's on. Like
Right.
she's like
This is just something she does all the time.
Totally. She's doing something weird, and yeah, actually for that scene specifically, I think she was supposed to be doing like crunches or something, and I was like, I think it could just be really funny if she's like doing her weights and she's like grunting, and the and I talked to the prop guys, and they were so on it. I was like, can I? But I was like, but look at me, I don't have muscles. So can you guys give me something that looks heavy but is not? And they were like, oh, we got you, V. And they gave me some styrofoam, like what looks like 35-pound weights, but they're actually styrofoam. Yeah,
I was gonna
yeah.
say she hitting them weights. So okay, all right.
Yeah, she's hitting the weight. Well, I did end up bringing weights to set, and I would work out in my trailer every morning. Just do like a little bit of arms and yeah, a little bit of core. But but yeah, I definitely so basically so I saw the audition come through the inbox, and it was yeah, for this kind of buff female wrestler type. And I was like, oh gosh, I think I should turn this down because I don't match this character physically.
Right.
But and I talk different and everything. So I was like, but then I talked to my partner who's also an actor, and I was like, hey, we were like, instead of thinking about what I don't have for this character, what can I bring to this character?
Right.
And we were like, let's just make her so fun for me to play. And if it's fun as an actor for you to play, guaranteed, hands down, it's going to be fun for the audience to watch.
Yep.
Like, that's just how it goes. That's something you learn in improv too, is like,
Yeah.
if you're having fun, the audience is going to be having fun no matter what. That's kind of the way it goes. And so so actually for the audition, I ended up throwing on this my partner's army camo jacket that made me look a little bigger. and there was a part where we're supposed to be getting off the plane.
Right.
And which does happen in the movie. And so they had us do that scene for the audition. And to make it look like I was buff, I had a suitcase and I threw it over my shoulder, kind of gruffly like go down the steps or whatever, in the audition. But my suitcase was empty. Kind of endowed it to make it look like it's really heavy. And so it was funny too, because I showed up on set for the rehearsal, for the rehearsal for some of the stunts, before we got into principal shooting. And Michael and Janine, our directors and producers, they were like, oh, they were like, we thought you were like, big. And I was like, trust me, I'm going to be doing weights and, I'm going to, but I think it was but so I was actually a little bit hesitant to play the role too. Even after I got it, I was like, dang, I was like, I don't actually have, and so I kind of tried to convince the costume team. I was like, hey, can we make it so that in every scene I'm wearing a jacket to cover the fact that I don't actually have muscles? And they were like, no, cause it's, we want you guys in these sexy dresses.
Right.
So I was like, got it. I'm going to work out. Like copy you. Then I'll definitely hit the weights. But I knew that I couldn't gain, enough in because I think from the time that I auditioned to the time that we started shooting was maybe a couple of weeks, and there's no way to really build that much
right
in that amount of time. So, I looked for examples of, actors that were in shows where they had to be muscular, but weren't necessarily had huge muscles. And so there's a character, I forget the name of this character, but there's a character in Yellowstone that my partner actually pointed out, and he was like, she has thin muscle,
right.
but she's still really rough around the edges, and and you still believe that this is a muscular person. And so I also thought that it was funny that this character who doesn't have all this muscle believes that she does.
Yeah, you just have to make her believe, right?
Exactly. So I thought that was like part of the fun too, is that she's a little delusional.
Well,
And that's like
it fits into like what all the like how all these characters are like have their each have their niche,
totally.
and they're just over the top in their niche, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Yes. Exactly. Well, that was the real fun of it too, was I really felt like this movie was going back to like the 90s and early 2000s bold comedy. It's none
Yeah,
of this subtle, I mean, I love subtle comedy too,
me
but
too.
it felt like the writing, when I read it on the page, it gave me the impression we're going back to the 90s and early aughts bold comedy, and really, not shticky, maybe a little bit, but
Mm.
definitely heightened for sure. And I really leaned into that, and I was like, okay, we're gonna go far with the physical comedy of it. Even that scene where I slap
Oh, right. Holy
I
smokes.
or I slapped Pearson on the butt. I asked him before, I was like, hey, that wasn't scripted.
I was going to ask because it didn't seem like he knew it was coming.
Well, he's a good actor. He knew it was coming, but I in the green room beforehand, I came up to him and I said, hey, I think it could be really funny if I introduce myself by slapping you on the butt after I say hi. And he was like, that's funny. Definitely go for it.
Yeah, because you're flipping the script. Usually it's the guy, the guy who's, hey baby,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I gave it. Yeah, it was like, yeah, react to this. Type of thing. And he kind of doesn't know how to react, and he has the perfect reaction. Yeah,
Wow.
it was a lot of that. It was a lot of yeah, figuring out physical comedy, and my partner and I mean, when I think about the show, I have to thank my partner so much because he's an
Mm.
actor, he's hysterical. And before every day of shooting, we would go over the scenes for the next day, or that the next week, and I would say, hey, where can we find moments in the script that are not scripted to find some physical comedy that would be really fun? And we would go through, and I would just write down, okay, she could do this, she could do that, she could say this, she could say that. It just as ad libs too, because
Right.
I wanted to bring, as much as I could to this movie, because I loved it and I
Yeah.
love this character. And yeah. Yeah, so
Wow.
it was fun.
So, um, As an actress, I mean, you're doing like you're not just comedian. You're other things. Like, but who are some actors or actresses that you kind of drew influence from?
Yeah, so many. I mean, specifically when I think of this role, I think of people like Johnny Depp, people that have a lot of
Oh,
physical comedy, when he's like running in Pirates of the Caribbean. And Melissa McCarthy was actually a huge influence for me.
that's interesting because I was going to mention that. I was going to say it felt very like there's an influence from like some of the Melissa McCarthy, like Spy, and
Yes,
yeah,
you, yeah, I'm so glad that you were already thinking that because that's 100% who I didn't base this character off of her, but I
right,
based off of like the type of characters she plays,
right.
like that, like total wild card that's like kind of in their own universe and like unapologetically so,
Yeah,
where you're like, I want to be friends with this person because they are so odd.
yeah. Those are I love those characters because like they push the boundaries of reality of on a certain level, but
Yeah.
not so much that you don't believe that they believe who they are.
Yes, exactly. It's that weird combination of, whoa, this character is totally odd and eccentric, but I somehow really believe that
Right.
they are in the real world and are just are just they just have this very unique perspective.
Yep.
And yeah.
And we just like we're just along for the ride.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's almost like, it's their world and we're just living in it. Yeah, I love characters like that, and I think maybe that's why I was able to have so much fun with it, in the audition, because I think I really saw it for what it was,
Right.
and I like really leaned into that that she was really the oddball of the group.
Mm.
I mean, I think that all of the characters were really strong, were really strongly eccentric, but her specifically, I felt like I wanted to bring also everyone kind of had this high voice. Not
Mm.
high, not everyone, but I really wanted to make her 100% different
Right.
to just give, more spice to the film and the comedy of it.
You say you're not muscular, but you did do the scene with the tires where
Where
and
I where I
yeah.
have Madeline on my back.
Yeah.
Okay, so funny story about that. Okay, this is the thing. When you're playing a character, you really get into it. I get 100% into it.
Mm.
And even though I'm not that muscular, I was like, I've been doing, bicep curls. I feel strong. And for that scene specifically, I can definitely carry Madeline on my back, no problem. And she's also light as a feather.
Mm.
However, I also had to carry for that one specific shot. Do you remember when the camera was right here?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so I was actually wearing the camera. They put this, yeah, they put this, I guess, gear around you, and then the camera arm kind of comes up like this, and then the camera is right here in front of you.
That's how they. I was wondering, like, there's two or three shots like that in the film that in that scene where you look, the camera's like here, and I was like,
Yeah,
how do they do that?
yeah, totally. How are they right that close? Yeah, well, so they had the camera right there. I forget what it's called. Yeah, I forget what it's called, but it's a specific name for that camera, and a lot of the characters are wearing it throughout, specifically for that hay maze scene and the
Yeah.
tire scene.
Yep.
And I was like, and they were like, Veronica, are you sure that you can carry, both the weight of the camera, and you can carry Madeline on your back? And I was like, yeah, I got it. I was into my character again, delusional that I had like more muscles.
Got this.
Yeah, I was like, the stunt coordinator was like, well, I'm going to be in front of you as you're running just to catch you if you fall. And I was like, you don't need to do that. I got it. I'm not going to fall. I'm strong. Lo and behold, I'm running, and then I tripped at the end of that take. we got what we needed, but I did end up like that specific take that's in the movie. I fell at the end of that take, and, he caught me, and because he
Oh,
was like he was
he
like
didn't buy into it.
yeah, rightfully so, because I did end up falling, and he was there to catch me, and all was well. But yeah, that was so funny. Yeah,
Shout outs to the stunt coordinator.
honestly, yes. Shout out to him. Thank you for catching my fall. Yeah, he was great. He was like, "No. I'm still going to run in front of you just to be safe." Yeah, that's a real stunt coordinator right there. Yeah.
The this I don't know. Were you in this scene? The scene with the when she's looking for the honey and she opens up the pantry door and everybody's kind of got mouth full of chips. I was like, that is so funny. It feels like you just caught a bunch of raccoons in your house.
Exactly. That's exactly the vibe. That's exactly the vibe. Yeah, I had to eat Cheese Whiz. Like I had to spray. Yeah, or what is it called? Yeah, Cheese Whiz.
Yeah, cheese whiz.
Oh, oh my gosh, I haven't had it since I was
Yeah,
like 10, and my lord, is it disgusting.
yeah, yeah.
So after every take, so I would have it because so she's opening up the door and I am spraying it into my mouth and I close my mouth really quickly, and then after every take I had to put it in a spit bucket. Well, thankfully actually there was a little sink right there so I could just spit it into the sink, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that was gross.
It was so funny because I was just like, and then what the funniest moment is when she shuts the lights off and closes the door, and you can just see the shadow of everybody in the room. I'm just like, I was like, there's just a bunch of
That's it.
raccoons in your house. What's going on?
Yeah, that was so fun. Yeah, that's our director Janine. She directed that to a T. That was yeah.
So many good choices. I mean, the movie is just funny. Everyone is just so good, and
Yeah.
just like I wasn't expecting it, to be honest.
I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, there's not a lot of movies. We really did and actually when we were shooting it, that was something we all talked about. We were like, this is bringing us all back to those movies we loved from
Yeah,
that were more on the heightened side, in the early 2000s. And I feel like there's you know comedy is a little bit tricky to do nowadays, as we all know.
yeah, yeah.
It's tricky because there's we don't want to go back to offending people, and
Right.
you know and but I think comedy has gotten a lot smarter now too. But
Mm,
that's also the reason why I think in this movie we really took advantage of all of the physical comedy, because you can't offend people with certain physical comedy, because it's
right.
just funny, because you're this essentially we're all just clowning,
Right.
and we're all just being these clowns, and because we're not tapping into like we're not making fun of any stereotypes that actually exist, because all the characters were these characters that um were so unique and eccentric, and not a stereotype of any sort. We
Right.
were able to make fun of those. It was like you're just making fun of that individual, non-existent character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we found a little safe zone there.
Yeah. And it's you know, and you don't overdo it through the movie, because there's, sometimes when people are trying to not be like, not offend anybody, and they're doing physical comedy, sometimes they'll do too much and it just becomes a little silly. I felt like it was a nice balance of, you know, the sophistication of the actual comedy. And what I liked about it, because I don't really watch a lot of the reality shows, I thought you guys spoofed the reality show without, like you said, offending anybody. It was
100.
more just, this zany thing is happening.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, some of my favorite shots are or like one of my favorite shots is after Pearson's character Trey says, "Well, I'm sorry ladies, but anyone that wasn't given a spur, it's the end of the rodeo for you." And then like a bunch of the ladies cry.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God.
They're all, and then also, that at the very beginning when we after we all introduce ourselves to Trey, and we've had literally one interaction with him, and you have the outtakes from all the girls being like, I don't know, what can I say? I know we've just met this one time, but I can already tell he's my soulmate. It's like, how can
Yeah.
everybody after one interaction? It's not realistic.
I hate to say it, but without going down another road that people, my friends, if they listen to this, they'll know what I'm talking about. But that actually happened to me. Won't get down. I won't even get into it.
You were a bachelor.
I wasn't a bachelor. I was just a guy on a date.
Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And you got
Yeah.
someone that was like,
Almost exactly the same person. I was just like, okay, all right. So it's good to know that they've identified
your type.
my type. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. It was so I'm guessing no second date.
No, no,
No.
no.
You were like, I'm scared.
I was
Bye.
like, nice to meet you, or nice meeting you. Good luck on all of that stuff there.
I
So
think things are moving a little too fast.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, when you started acting, did you set any goals for yourself?
Oh yeah. I mean, and it's funny to set goals, right, in this industry because
Yeah,
they're all going to be
true.
blown to smithereens.
Yeah, the industry doesn't care about your goals.
The industry doesn't care about your goals. There's no fairness. There's no
Yeah,
exactly. You
yeah.
could be the world's best actor, but it's all about timing and luck to a certain extent as well. So yeah, I mean, I remember having, goals about um I think that my goal since I started really has just been I just want to keep doing it in whatever form or fashion. I just want to, keep acting and or be in this world in some regard. That's been kind of the biggest thing throughout, and I think that's really helped me keep a healthy mindset. Also because that's helped me in terms of I've always known that if I'm not getting roles, I'll make them for myself. And so, for
Oh,
example, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
so, and that's kind of always been, I've always kind of held that in my back pocket in a way of, being able to say, well, it doesn't matter if I'm not getting roles because I'll curate them for myself. And so, I created a web series when I wasn't, booking work in the early part of my career so that I could um yeah, have fun and have something to work on. And
right.
honestly, that's great too because and that's why I really recommend for young actors um uh to do short films and to write um and to get on the other side of the camera as well, direct and
Yeah,
produce as well,
yeah,
because it gives you an idea for it gives you an appreciation for what everyone does, first of all, and then it also helps you um i- interact with the people that are doing those jobs once you get those jobs too. You can
yes,
kind of say, hey, and there's less of this like, oh, you feel like this high and mighty person up there. It's like, oh, I've done that job, and oh, how did you guys find this location? Or or just having empathy for, when a director is dealing with a million things and they can't come up and talk to you. It's like you
mm,
understand that aspect too of, oh, it's not that they, don't like you or something. It's just that they don't have time to give you a note right now, or no note is a good note.
yeah.
Um, as well. If you weren't spoken to, it just means after a take, it means keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's I I do this thing every week on Wednesdays on Zoom for creators and people who are doing films and storytellers, where it's a place where people can kind of come and a safe place to get feedback and advice and share connections and find, collaborators, those kind of things. And that's one of the things, I mention to people all the time. I'm like, there's like when you're young, when you're actually not even when you're young, if you're a creator who isn't like, if you're an actor and you're between gigs, find something to like create for yourself, create a like a one man show, or short film, or help a friend who is maybe reading for an audition or something.
Totally. Anything that you do is going to help. It's going to help your mental health mainly, and it'll also, it's just going to, yeah, help you understand what everyone's jobs are, and it's going to help you make connections.
You never know who you're going to work with next and who's going to be the next, director of note. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, exactly. And as long as you're keeping your foot in the game, there's just it's not what's not good is just to sit back and to say, "Hey, um I'm not getting anything right now." Just know that as long as you're keeping yourself specifically with acting, as long as you're staying in classes um and you're constantly working on your craft, chances are it's just gonna happen for you because a lot of it is about determination and persistence, and then a lot of it is about just getting better over time. And that's going to happen if you stay in class. And then also, but we really do have to focus on what's the best way for you to be okay mentally, because
mm,
you're not going to have, you're not going to be able to stay in it very long, if if you don't keep your mind in a good place, and if you're in work that you're procuring for yourself, then your mind is going to be okay.
yeah, that is, I tell people all the time. I actually said it to somebody yesterday. I said, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. You can't do the things that you want to love, that you love. And taking care of yourself means more than just the physical. It means about the mental, and you're, just keeping yourself healthy from the mental standpoint, can just sometimes be about, keeping active, you know,
Totally.
with some positive people.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And also a big thing is, yes, exactly. Keep very positive people around you in your life. And find those people too. Seek those people,
Yeah.
because likely, um, you know, your life is what you make of it. And so you have to,
Right.
I'm this kind of person where a lot of times I'll kind of let people, come to me, kind of thing.
Mm.
But recently I've been doing more of a push of texting friends and saying, "Hey, I want to hang out. Let's."
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can be a big homebody, so it's like a big deal if I message people and I'm the one to foster those friendships. But it's really, yeah, we have to be intentional about the people that we keep around us, and that, and you have to, really make efforts to keep good people in your life. Yeah.
Mm.
But I tell people too, it's also just good to not make acting the number one thing, even though it is, like, even though you want it to be. The weird mind trick of it is the way for it to be in your life in a really healthy way is actually to make sure that it's not the 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 most incredible part of your life. It has to be something else, even if it's as simple as, like, for me, honestly, it's like still having this wonder and curiosity about the world, even if I'm going on a walk or with friends or going to see a movie or a play or whatever it is. Keeping For me, it's not I don't necessarily have another hobby, but I do have this, I guess, general love and curiosity for life
Yeah.
that makes me so happy. Maybe it is just the walks I take, or maybe it is just the friends I keep, and keeping close, with my family, and keeping close with my friends, that and my partner that that not I guess maybe that's my hobby. That that's
Wow. Yeah, that could be hot. I mean, yeah, why not?
yeah. I mean, yeah. I've been lucky enough recently to have, enough work that a part of me feels like I can't have another hobby just because I do take the work very seriously, and
Right.
I do a lot of prep for it, and it doesn't feel like, after I spend time with the people that I want to spend time with, and do all the prep work that I want to do for acting, it doesn't feel like I have time also to have a hobby.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but but just the main headline there is, don't make acting the number one most important thing. Make sure that you love your life if acting is not there
Right.
at all.
Right. Well, you have a guitar up on your wall. Do you play?
I I put all these things on my wall. I mean, they're there, but trends.
She's like, I should have just been in a blank room. Why does he keep asking questions?
I actually I do play a little bit. I play a tiny, tiny, tiny bit.
Okay, so a little bit, you don't have to be Eric Clapton. You can just
That's
be
right.
just to hear this. I am not great. I play the guitar, but I am not great. But like it's some,
But you play some guitar.
I so I was in improv class. I was at UCB for a while doing improv and sketch, and then they closed the New York space, and I
What?
had nothing. Yeah, they closed they closed two of them, actually both of them. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. I think they got bought and they're going to be and they reopened one of them. I don't. The other one they didn't do. But I
Okay.
lost, so I didn't have anything else to do. So I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to play the guitar. Let me take some guitar lessons. So I went and got myself some guitar lessons. And again, I'm not great yet, but by the time I'm 90, I should be really good.
My goal by the time I'm 90.
Yeah. At the end of my life, I will play like a full concert, and that'll be it. That'll be that'll be my hurrah.
That's right. Yeah, your last hurrah and goodbye. I love that goal. That's actually such a beautiful goal. But isn't it funny how the closing of one thing and that now you having the space to do something else was actually a blessing in disguise?
Yeah, so like on all series, I wanna reason why I'm practicing is because I wanna do a bunch of open mics at some point. So
Nice.
yeah,
That's fun.
I just
That's so
like
fun.
I
Kudos to
like
you.
I love music, so I'm gonna just to do something
Something
fun.
totally.
Yeah,
Yeah. Something fun to do.
yeah.
I love that.
I've got a couple more easy, fun questions. Nothing about the wall. Don't worry. Um, I've exhausted the wall questions for the moment.
I'm
Uh,
looking up there like, wait, what else could we
what
talk
else?
about the wall that is
You,
I know.
uh, that plant? You're going to talk about the plant next, Aaron? What's going on?
Gosh darn it, the plant is dead. Actually, we will talk. We can talk about the plants for 2 seconds
Yeah,
because that's funny. This plant right here
yeah.
is fake, and then
Okay.
this plant right here is dead. My partner got them for me for our anniversary, and I just let them die.
Oh,
But I like. I actually, and I have other, and you can't see them over there, but I have other dead flowers. And so, why is my apartment filled with dead
is this a new hobby?
that's my yeah, I can't keep a plant alive, so I have to, yeah, either keep the dead ones and then
It's okay.
and
My
then
sister struggles with plants as well, so um,
uh
it's
well, I have a north facing apartment, so it's really tricky because it doesn't get a lot of light because we're up, north in Vancouver too, so yeah.
I'll give you a tip. If you want plants and you don't want to work too hard, there are these plants called spider plants.
I have heard of spider plants, yes.
Those are super easy. They're just a little water and they'll grow like forever and ever.
Okay, I need to get a spider plant. The only reason why I haven't gotten spider plants is because they're the ones that are like this, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and they yeah.
At some point, I was listening to this interior design channel, and they were like, "Don't get spiky plants because they'll throw off the
The feng shui.
feng shui exactly of your home." And I just planted that in my brain and never forgot it. And then every time I see a spider plant at the nursery, I'm like, not that.
Don't worry. I grew up with them. My grandmother used to have tons of them. They're great. They're actually pretty good for energy, and they're easy.
And they're
Why
easy.
do I know this?
Because you're a person in the world. No, there's actually I do. Look, I do have one real. This is a real plant.
Oh, so there you go.
Here we go. I'm not.
That's is that a money tree?
Oh, that's why. I think it probably is. Money plants are they are the longest lasting. You can put like they're the best for if you go away a lot, if you go out of town a lot, because they will survive. And I can attest to this. They can survive up to, I want to say, 2 months.
Yeah.
No water. Actually, they've survived. We had one in the corner here, and it survived. I kid you not, Daron, we didn't water it for a year.
Yeah, that's about right.
It was sucking up the moisture from the air, I swear.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was working, like during COVID, like right before COVID, I was working at this company, and on the windowsill, we like everybody in the office had their own plants, and we would water them and watch them grow. And then COVID came. Like like I was home when they told us not to come into the office, so we didn't have a chance to take the plants with us. And so at the end of COVID, I went back to the office to go check on the plants, and it was like a row of just dead, except for one plant, the money plant. The money plant was like, I got this.
I'm a survivor.
Yeah. So
truly, that's a testament.
Plants,
that's a testament right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Money plants, they can just suck up the water from the air. It's crazy.
Money plants and cactuses, I think, are the two that, like, if you're challenged, well, I don't know. My sister killed a cactus, so maybe it's not foolproof. So.
Yeah. Cactus can still die. Cactus can still die. Do I have the cactus that was crazy looking? It was dead. We kept it around because it looked crazy. I just realized why they call it money plants. They're calling them money plants because they survive so long that you don't have to invest in more plants because it'll just stick around no matter how you treat it. It's awful. Poor plant. I'm sorry, money plant.
Right. It's like, I'm tough. I got it. Don't worry.
That's right. It gets no love, and it's a survivor.
What's a fun fact about you that most people don't know?
Ooh, that's a great question. Okay, this one kind of comes along with a funny story, and it's the first thing I can think of. So, I can jump rope with my hands. I won't do it now because I'm not wearing cute bottoms, but I'm just wearing weird bottoms. I'm wearing sweatpants.
Okay, I'm gonna hear this one.
But the funny story that comes along with it is that so I can jump rope with my entire body just with my hands. So if I close my hands like this, and my arms can go all the way around my body and like up as well.
So your arms are the rope, basically.
My arms are really bendy. Ugh, that was gross, and I did that on camera, and that's out there forever.
This is going to be my favorite podcast ever.
This is when my intrusive thoughts start to come out. At a certain point, my intrusive thoughts make their way to the front. But what's funny about that is I was in college and I was taking this film class, and they were asking everyone to go around and say their fun fact about themselves. And basically, this is a way longer answer than you're hoping for. But I was at the front of the class, and it was when I realized that it was the first day of that film class, and I was like, I think I went to the wrong class. I think I'm in the wrong classroom. And everyone was about to say their fun fact. And I got up. Oh, sorry. So I think I was in like the end of the first row. So they were going down the row like this, boom, 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 boom. And they got to this person. I went around, and so I wouldn't have to do a fun fact because I felt like I'm not even in this class.
Right.
I went around to this side after this person went so that I wouldn't have to go. But then, of course, they went all the way up all the rows, and then the teacher was like, "Oh, I think you moved, so we didn't get to hear your fun fact." To make matters worse, I was already embarrassed because now the attention's on me. To make matters worse, I was like, "Well, my fun fact is that I can jump rope with my hands," and that's how I said it. And everyone started laughing until I realized, oh, that sounded so stupid. Everyone jumps rope with their hands.
Like who else, who in here jumps rope without their hands? Because I want to see that first.
Settled. I clarified, and I said, "No, I'm sorry. I can jump rope using my hands around my entire body." That's and then of course everyone had to see it, and that was weird and embarrassing,
Oh man,
and that was the
that's
salt. And
that
then I
is.
found out, that I was supposed to be in that class.
So you couldn't even like just embarrass yourself and move on to another room.
Yeah, I like left, and then one of the TAs came out, and I was talking to them and asking them where I was supposed to go, and they said, "No, you're in the right class."
No, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And
I can't be in this class anymore, please. Tears streaming down my face.
oh my God, I hesitate to ask this question. I got this will be this question, and then the last question. That it. How did you discover you could jump rope with your arms?
With my arms. Well, I knew that I could do that part
Are you
that I showed.
double jointed?
I must be, but I think in my elbows or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think, and then of course it's kind of easy. I'm pretty bendy, so I was like, I think I can do that part, and then obviously if I can do this other part, then we're
Right.
solid, then we're golden. But
If you could
when
figure out how to tie acting into this, you're going to win an Oscar.
oh, I know. Give her an Oscar, best jumping rope with her body we've ever seen.
There's going to be a stunt award in there somewhere too, somehow.
I hope so. From your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, I want to be there that night. If that happens, I'm going to be in the audience. I'm like, I knew it. I knew she was going to win.
I knew it. And then I obviously have to do it on stage. And
Oh yes,
and then people will be like, "Ew."
with Stephen Colbert as host.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly. Oh, and people will be like grossed out by it, and it'll be the end of my career.
No, you will create a whole new section of fans that you never thought was there. You will be huge.
People will be like, "Yeah, she's a gymnast. She's an acrobat."
She'd be like, you're a down to earth, real person who I love seeing on camera, which you are. So there's that.
Oh, I'm tucking all these nuggets away in my compliment heart box.
What's next for you?
What's next? Okay, I really need to figure out if I can talk about this or not.
I know. I was going to say you probably can't talk about half the things you're working on.
Well, I'm currently shooting I'm a series lead on a new TV show. It's I don't know if I can say the name of it because
Well,
I think
don't get yourself in trouble then.
I won't get myself in trouble. But but I will say I think I can say it's a police procedural. It's a cop show. Yeah. Do you love cop shows?
Well, I'm watching you on this in this movie. At the end of the movie, I said, you know what? I could see her playing on some kind of police procedural. I swear to God, I said that. I was like, I could see her on like Law and Order or some new show. Yeah, totally.
Love that so much. That's wild that you saw that. I don't know. I think it's the dark hair and then I don't know, and the dark eyebrows. I think that it kind
Well,
of.
I just think you've got a great energy for the screen.
Thank you. Oh, Daron, I am tucking all these away in my heart.
I feel like when you do like TV, like there's a reason why people who like Law and Order is so successful and all these precision, because the people who they cast on those shows are people that we want to see every day.
Yes, totally, because they feel like after a while they feel like you're friends.
Right. And you have that energy. So I think that's why I said you've been rubbing your feet on the rug for a while. Now it's starting, the static is starting to pay off.
Yeah, it started. Oh, I love that analogy. I love the picture that paints in my head. Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's like it's crazy in actor's life. You kind of you love it. You get into it because you love it, and then and then it doesn't. You go to college for it. It's all great and incredible, and then and then you have to really kind of start from zero and then build your way up
Yeah.
from there
Yeah.
because you know casting doesn't know you. They have to get to know you. They have to get to trust you and like you but it's a process for that reason. It's a people industry and yeah, so um I completely lost my train of thought there. I could feel it going off the rails and then I was like, nope.
She's
I
like,
have to
no.
be honest. I can't even tie it back into what we were talking about.
Well, then I will wrap this by asking you one last question. And this
Shoot.
is, what was the last playlist you listened to?
Great question. What was the last playlist? Oh, um, well, okay, so the guy who plays my partner, my police partner
Yep.
on the show,
Yep.
he's been sending me a bunch of music because he's a music guru and he's been sending me a bunch of music. He plays and writes music.
Nice.
And so he's been sending me a bunch of music. And the last one that I listened to that he sent me was Frank Ocean's album Blonde.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Just vibes. Just vibes. That's the best way I can describe.
I will add to your list. When you get a chance, go on Spotify and search Good News with an exclamation point at the end.
Good news. I definitely will. Let me go ahead and just write that down. I've got my little my favorite. Good news with an exclamation point at the end.
Yes. I actually saw them last night. And
it's a band.
It's a band. They're very good. They are much like you, rocketing up the charts.
Let's go. Arm in arm.
Yes. There you go.
I love that. That's Good News. Sounds like a band I want to listen to. Good News, exclamation point.
Yeah. So
you heard it here first, folks.
You heard it there first. This was fun. This was, you're just delightful.
Thank you. You too. This was such an easy conversation. Thank you for all of your great questions, and thank you for all the nice, kind words too. I'm seriously, I've got a special place in my heart right close for yeah.
Oh, this wasn't the podcast. This was just practice. Now we're going to do the podcast. So
got it. Okay. Meet you, Daron.
I should do that to someone one day and see how long before they hang up the phone.
Like, oh God, really?
Really? Hold on. Click.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. No. Sorry. This was wonderful.
This was wonderful, Daron. Seriously, thank you. This has been such a pleasure. And yeah.
And when you can talk about it, you're welcome to come back and talk about that police procedural, because
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Yes, I will. And we'll have something whole new to talk about too.
Yeah. And then you'll have a chance to change the pictures on the back wall. So that way
it's albums that I know.
Yeah. Before we go, what is the the gold one on by the guitar?
Wait, what is the, this.
Yeah.
That's another great question that I will have to answer.
I'm so curious because the picture is very interesting.
Well, that's why I chose it. It's so good. It's like, yeah, this guy with this like 90s sweater going like that. and then he's going even further. So he's like this in one, and then he's like,
yeah, I'm just like, very interesting choice for whoever created the album cover.
It's so good. And then in one, what is he doing? He's giving finger guns, which I love.
Oh, I love that. That's winner.
That's a winner. And then you can't see it, but in the last one, he's awkwardly
giving the lean. Okay.
giving a lean and a smize, and it's so awkward. It's so good.
I will compliment you on choosing these because they did their job. They are conversation pieces.
Agreed. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, that last one is really giving me, which is I'm very indecisive, and so he was like, I can't decide which album to
Yeah.
with, so I'm gonna go with all of them.
He's like, I'm just going to do them all. What the hell?
What the hell?
One day, this guy, Daron, will be talking about my album cover.
That's right. Yeah. And this is his, exactly. This is his proudest shining moment.
Oh, and I'm going to send you the song that I was talking about, the Bee Gees song. I will send you what song that is on Spotify.
Yes, please do.
I believe you will love it.
I'm so excited. I'm so stoked. I've been looking for new music, seriously. So, because sometimes you're listening to your playlist and it's like, oh, it's the same stuff over and over. And at a certain point, you gotta switch it up.
Yep. Well, thank you for being on the podcast today. This was, I'm so, I'm very happy that you are out there doing what you're doing. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next for you and everything.
Thank you, Daron. I really appreciate it. It was a joy to speak with you, and I loved our conversation. I love talking. This has been obviously the best part of my day.
Oh, that's so nice.
And you like human interaction because I'm such a homebody. I'm like, I get to talk to someone.
Oh, well, yeah. Like I said, you're welcome to come back anytime you like, even if it's just to say hello. Yeah.
Just to show you my new album covers.
Yeah, there you go. I'd be like, yeah, not that one. No.
Yeah, no, not approving.
No.
I'll change them as we're speaking.
Maybe go with a different sweater, a different sweater guy next time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Only exclusively sweater guys.
Sweater guys. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone, please follow her on Instagram at v.long. And be sure to, if you on Netflix, if you are looking for something to just make you feel good, check out The Wrong Paris, which is super funny. There's a couple twists. It's got some action, and I'm telling you what, the lead actor, Pearson, this dude is going to be so famous at some point. Why he's not in a Marvel movie right now, I don't know. But
Same.
This cast is phenomenal. Just please check out The Wrong Paris. It's on Netflix, playing right now. And thank you for being on the show, Veronica. You're welcome back, like I said, anytime.
Thank you, Daron. I appreciate it. Thank you. This was a joy.
Be sure to like and follow me on Instagram at the Daron Jenkins, and we'll be back next week with even more hijinks. I don't know, more album covers. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe that's my new thing, getting people to show me their album covers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a new thing you can do.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. We'll talk soon and stay safe. See you when I see you.